Welcome to my Week 8 battle of the PPL Pokemon Draft League. My team, the LA Wakers, is taking on TheUziGunner, coach of the Bullet Punch Club. I'll be going over the team I'm using today, why I chose these Pokemon, and the Wi-Fi battle will follow. But first, if you're excited about this Pokemon Draft League Wi-Fi battle, make sure you let me know by leaving a like and subscribe to the channel. Uzi's team is incredibly threatening, with Sneasler that can spam Dire Claw and status my entire team, and Iron Treads that's a fantastic rapid spinner and hits my team hard with Earthquake, strong setup sweepers in Volcarona and Enamorous Therian, a great defensive backbone between Amoonguss and Vaporeon, and two Terra Captains, a Zoroark that can Terrasilize into a Dark, Fairy, or Ghost type, and a Raichu that can Terrasilize into an Electric, Ice, or Fairy type. So my team is starting off with Crocodile because of its electric immunity, resistance to dark, and an Intimidate that lets me check Iron Treads. I'm a physically defensive set with Rocky Helmet, that way I can switch into multiple Iron Treads Earthquakes and or Rapid Spins, and threaten it with an Earthquake back or even get up my Stealth Rock. I have Crunch mainly for Mesprit, and my last move is Gunk Shot. With my 56 attack EVs, I can 2-hit KO even the most physically defensive Enamorous Therian after Stealth Rock. Crocodile's main role in this team is going to be pivoting in and out on Iron Treads, just trying to rack up Rocky Helmet damage. Even with Intimidate, Crocodile still doesn't appreciate close combats from Sneasler, so I want to bring Annihilape to be my fighting immunity. I'm running Vital Spirit this week, that way Amoonguss can't put me to sleep with Spore. With my max HP and 76 defense EVs, and Adamant Iron Treads never 2-hit KOs me with Earthquake, and I can get some big damage on it because of Bulk Up and Drain Punch. Rage Fist allows me to overwhelm Vaporeon and Amoonguss, and my special defense EVs allow me to better take on Zoroark and Raichu even if they've Terra'd. Lastly, I went with U-Turn because I don't want to let Enamorous in for free, and instead can U-Turn out into my Galarian Slowbro. Galarian Slowbro has the crucial role in this game to resist the Fairy type attacks coming from Enamorous, but also the close combats and Dire Claws coming from Sneasler. With my Modest Nature 24 special attack EVs, I can knock out an Iron Treads after Spike at +1 with Flamethrower. I also guarantee knockout max HP Enamorous Therian after Stealth Rock with Sludge Bomb. Psyshock allows him to beat Calm Mind Vaporeon and Sneasler, and with my 36 speed EVs, I outspeed most Amoonguss. My 128 defense EVs allow me to take a +2 Shadow Claw from Adamant Sneasler, and my 68 special defense EVs allow me to take one modest Dark Pulse from Zoroark if I'm at full HP, whereas my Shuka Berry allows me to take an Earthquake from Iron Treads and threaten it with a boosted Flamethrower. But in order to KO Iron Treads after Spike, we need spikes, so I have Assault Vest Hisuian Samurai. The main reason I'm Assault Vest this week is to take Dark Pulses from Zoroark and even Dazzling Gleams from Mesprit, while getting up spikes with Ceaseless Edge. Aqua Cutter gives me a way of dealing with Volcarona, while also hitting Enamorous and Iron Treads, and Knockoff is important for getting rid of heavy duty boots or leftovers on Pokemon like Vaporeon and Amoonguss. Lastly, I put Aqua Jet in order to put Raichu in range of the other priority on my team, but also deal with a weakened Sneasler. My speed EVs allow me to outspeed the timid Enamorous, my 20 defense EVs with my max HP EVs allow me to live 2 Earthquakes from Iron Treads most of the time, and my special defense EVs mean I'm not 2-hit KO'd by a timid Zoroark's Terrasilize Fairy Terra Blast. While I do have a switch into Amoonguss, I wanted a Pokemon that could outright threaten it with a KO, so that's why we have Heatran next. I'm running Modest Max Special Attack Heatran because I want to be able to KO Enamorous with Flash Cannon, and also threaten a Vaporeon with the Sunny Day plus Solar Beam combo. Lava Plume is also an incredible stab move that not only can't miss, but has a 30% chance to burn my opponents, so I can cancel out something like Vaporeon's leftovers, while using my own leftovers to get back recovery. This is also another natural check to a Pokemon like Volcarona because it can't Terrasilize. I went just enough speed for Timid Enamorous, and the rest was put into HP. I also purposely put a moveset that Ditto couldn't copy and beat me with. Speaking of Ditto, my entire team is incredibly slow. That's on purpose because if Choice Scarf Ditto comes and transforms into them, I want my last Pokemon, Lycanroc Dust, to outspeed every member on my team and threaten them with KOs from either Close Combat, Psychic Fangs, or Stone Edge. I'm jolly max speed mainly just for the Raichu speed tie, which also allows me to outspeed Iron Treads and Zoroark, and I can threaten Volcarona even if it's boosted with a Celerock. Life Orb Lycanroc is insanely strong in this game, 2-hit KOing physically defensive Amoonguss with Psychic Fangs, and even KOing max HP Iron Treads after a Spike. So that's my team for Week 8 of the PPL Pokemon Draft League. This is the final week until playoffs, and we also will be having 1 week off for a playoff break. Like I said before, if you haven't already subscribed, consider subscribing. I upload competitive Pokemon content every single day. I upload these Draft League games every Sunday, and my end of the year goal is 400k. And if everybody watching this video is sub today, I can hit it by the end of the day. And also consider subscribing to my boy, TheUziGunner. Makes fantastic content, and he's back in draft leagues, and he's even in another one, the GBA. Lastly, I want to give a big shout out to Amo, Owen, Tone, Zazo, Dylan, Envy, and Olivia for all the help this week. I've held you up long enough, so let's get right into the battle. Alright, so here we are with my final game of the regular season versus my boy, the TheUziGunner. Guys, make sure you go and check out his channel. Fantastic, fantastic. And also, if you're new to the channel, you enjoy the draft content, make sure you leave a like and sub. Playoffs will be starting next. I wrote down his team already. And, yeah, I mean, my Zoroark is pretty nasty going forward. So I'm just going to lead off with it. My Zoroark, my Necroth. I'm just doing that just in case he leads off with Zoroark. Excuse me. Yeah, if y'all enjoy, make sure you leave a like, sub. Check out my boy Uzi. I'm very, very tired. I'll be completely honest. I was driving all day. And this game's going to be a fun one. I lost my pen. Where'd it go? But a lot of big threats on that team. I feel pretty prepared at least. Cyclizar is really interesting. I tested a little bit versus Cyclizar, but the rest I feel alright versus. And I do have the Vital Spirit Amoonguss, the Vital Spirit Primeape, Annihilape. You're going to hear me misname things a lot, guys. This is going to be something. This is going to be something. So, ends off leading off with the Sneasler. Obviously, this is not a favorable matchup for me. So I'm going to go directly into my Annihilape here. Let's see if he opts to Dark Pulse immediately. Or even Terra. If it is Terra Zoroark, it definitely puts a little damper on things, but it's not the end of the world. That mon's very good versus my team, though. I will admit that Pokemon is extremely good versus my team, but I can revenge kill it. I will also say that I love my Lava Plume from Heatran in this game. It looks very, very, very strong versus my opponent's team. So he might fear me being Scarf and may end up switching out into something like Mesprit or anything like that. I can get up spikes though. So I switch first, which means he doesn't switch. He may also end up U-turning, which will put me at 100 base power on my Annihilape. So let's see what happens here. So he does end up U-turning, which is perfect. I'll put U-turn on it. Doesn't get the poison. U-turn, and I don't know if that is Sneasler or Zoroark yet, but I will put that Ape has 100 base power Rage Fist. 100 BP Rage Fist. So again, it could be Scarf. Again, a lot of this could be obviously Zoroark coming out at a point. I definitely want to be aware of that in this game. My PokeaimMon is all right here too. Let me see if Cyclizar learns like Brick Break or something that can actually threaten Heatran. Cyclizar, do you learn the Brick Break? You don't. You learn Breaking Swipe. Oh, you have Aqua Tail. Okay, there's Aqua Tail. That's a means of hitting Heatran for sure. But if I get up Sunny Day, I'm good versus that. So if it's Shift Gears, I'm good. But yeah, 100 BP Rage Fist is going to be really, really nice. Obviously, allowing me to take on things like Sneasler, Amoonguss, etc. Wolfie's Art. Who's that? Amoonguss comes out. This could be Zoroark. This definitely could be Zoroark. The U-turn did 404 to that. So let me see if that tells me anything about Sneasler as well. Probably should have calculated that in the beginning. Again, everything could be Zoroark, right? Everything could be Zoroark. So I think it might be Scarf Sneasler or just like... I think that it was Sneasler in the beginning. Again, this could easily be Zoroark here. I'm going to make the Heatran play just in case this is Zoroark and he opts to Terra Fairy. I'm going to make the play. I don't think he'd go for Spore immediately, just because of the fact that I could have Vital Spirit. If this doesn't work out for me, I'll bite the bullet, right? We'll be okay. Like, as good as Heatran is, it actually comes in on Amoonguss anyway, so I should be in a decent spot. Plus, he gets Stun Spore. And again, if this is Zoroark and it ends up Terra Fairying, I want to make this play. I want to make this play. Because again, I'm not 100% sure yet. Alright, let's see if this is Zoroark with Terra Fairy. Could also be Terra Dark. Could also just be Amoonguss and click Spore. It is Zoroark, I figured. Alright, this is great. If he does end up going for Terra Blast. Is it Fairy or Dark? It is Fairy. Perfect. And that also means I don't have to worry about Zoroark at all because a Zoroark cannot disguise itself. Every Pokemon that comes out has a Zoroark hat. Terra Fairy, Terra Blast. Let's go. Terra Blast. Fairy. 365 to 332. 365 to 332. Let's run a calc on that. I'm glad I made the switch. Zoroark. Terra Blast. Scouting does work versus Terra. Sometimes. Sometimes. Okay, so that does not have to be specs, but that does look like a timid Zoroark. We're just going to throw off a nice little flash cannon here. We shouldn't die to Focus Blast at all. And obviously we threaten something like Cyclizar as well with a little hit. And again, now we no longer have to worry about like, who is Zoroark and who's not Zoroark. That could be Scarf as well. I could see it being Scarf. That did 33 though, so that's timid Zoroark. Which makes sense because it's faster than Delphox. So they hard switch. Cyclizar is going to come out most likely. Beautiful nicknames. Mesprit. Mesprit takes half because of a crit. That's max HP. That is max HP. I'll throw off a Lava Plume here. I am faster, which is absolutely perfect. And we'll be able to 2-hit KO Mesprit. Let's see if he gets up rocks. He does have a Citrus Berry. Okay. Citrus, it's about half, a little bit half, like 40%. And he gets up Stealth Rock here, which is no big deal. I think Stealth Rock are okay. Because again, this is a Mon that's very hard to switch into. And like the Mon he is going to switch into it is going to be his Iron Treads most likely, or Sneasler. And if it's Iron Treads, I just get to bring out my Crocodile and then get up my own rocks as well. Putting Mesprit in range. This is already in range of my Lycanroc. So we're in a pretty good spot there. And it's just really nice that Zoroark Terra early. I get it too, because you do so much to me, man. You do so much to me. So I absolutely get it that he would do that very early. But it just makes the game a lot easier in terms of what the hell am I switching into? You know what I mean? Like, it just makes it so much easier. Also, it not being specs makes a big difference in how much Dark Pulse does. Very... Okay, so that does about half. Another Lava Plume, they go for Thunder Wave there. That's actually worse for him, because now something has to... I'll be slower, and now something has to come in on a burn. So, SRT Wave. It's most likely not dual screens either. It doesn't really have setup for it, so... I go right for Lava Plume again. He could Healing Wish, I suppose. I could definitely see him Healing Wishing. But now, like, if he goes for U-turn, like I said, something has to come in. I'm also an always switch into Amoonguss, but something has to come in on Lava Plume. So this could be very, very scary. I was debating going Crocodile this turn, but I wanted to save Crocodile's Intimidate in the back for things like Sneasler and stuff like that. Because it'll just put me in a good spot. And I want to be able to try and get up like Spike as well. He needs to win this game to make playoffs, and I need to win this game to win this game. I don't know what else to say. If I win this game, I win this game. That's it. But yeah, it goes for Ice Beam there. So ideally we knock out Mesprit here. Paralyzed, no big deal. He looks to be adamant about sacking it though. He seems to be pretty adamant about sacking it. Do I need HP on my Samurott? Because I actually think I want to go Samurott and Ceaseless Edge. I would fear an Ice Beam Freeze, which could really suck. But I'll do it. Because like he can't bring something in. He cannot bring anything in on me clicking Lava Plume. He can't bring anything in on me clicking Lava Plume. And my Samurott is faster, so if I land Ceaseless Edge, I get up a Spike as well, which can go a long way. So let's see. If he U-turns, great play. If he Thunder Waves, great play as well. Though this Mon is slower than everything, it just means it can't hit. Let's see. Yep, Ice Beams again. Please, Samurott, you've already been frozen once. I'm not going to look. I'm not going to look. I'll look in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I can't tell if it's frozen. Okay, now Samurott. You already know what you could do, bud. You know what you could do. You know what you can do, my friend. You are faster than this Mesprit because you're the same speed as my Heatran. You know exactly what you got to do. All you got to do is land. If he goes Zoroark, I will actually be able to pick up the KO between this Aqua Cutter into Aqua Jet. And I'll gladly go for that. I would gladly go for that. Plus, like, he may even double into, like, Sneasler or something, all things considered. So, Samurott, I need you to hit this, bud. We go way back to the beginning of the season where you missed, but you are just a changed Samurott. You are a Majesty right here. You are it. Please also watch Uzi's side of this, guys, please. I would very much appreciate that. He's the GOAT. Great dude, and just a great guy in general. Absolutely great guy in general. But yeah, this Mesmer being so slow also makes it that I'm pretty sure he has Psychic as last move. I don't think he can, or Dazzling Gleam. But it being so slow means, oh, nice, nice. Okay, we KO it, perfect, and we get up a Spike. Awesome. I would absolutely love if Zora came out here and I could just Aqua Cutter it. I would absolutely love if Zora came out right here, Aqua Cutter. If Amoonguss comes out, I'm gonna go for knockoff because if I'm Amoonguss, I go for Stomping Tantrum or I double. But yeah, if Zora comes out, I Aqua Cutter after Spike and knocks it out. There is the actual Sneasler that just came out. It takes Spike, perfect. I can see him U-turning here. Could also go for Night Slash. Do I need a lot of HP on this mon? I kind of want it. At the same time, though, Combine Zora goes crazy now that you're a fairy type, now that I think about it. But I want to keep you alive. I don't think he ever CCs. I think he U-turns at best. Tough turn. Don't think he ever CCs, though. Whatever, I'll make this play. I'll make this play. We're going to go slow, bro, here. If he Night Slash is great play. If he tricks, good play, too. I do think a U-turn will come out, but U-turn might actually be even scary for him, so he may end up going for the Shadow Claw or something like that. Yeah, goes right for U-turn again. Okay, no big deal. Good play, good play. Very good play. So, this thing only knows U-turn, but it took a layer of Spike, which is very important. Very, very, very important. And if they go Iron Treads, I am going to hit it with a Flamethrower. But I think Zoroark might come out. But I can see Treads coming out. If Treads come out, I might hit it with Flamethrower just for the chip. For Lycanroc later, just in case it's choice in some sort of way. How much does that U-turn do? Gotta pay attention to rocks as well. But Mesper going down is great. Good job, Samurott. You landed one this season. And that's all I really want at the end of the day, you know? All we really want at the end of the day is just one to be landed. They have like no switch-ins to my Annihilape as well. I can see Cyclizar coming out, going for knockoff. Or a U-turn. He could be trying to also get the Poison Touch. I don't think he'd be on Burden on this set now that I know that he is U-turn, like, and doesn't have an item. So I think it's Scarf. Luffy's art. That is Zoroark. That is fooling nobody. We'll make the Heatran play. We do live a Focus Blast. And we easily live Dark Pulse. We don't always live a Focus Blast into Dark Pulse, though. But again, we do live Dark Pulse. And we threaten it right back. And again, just getting that spike damage on Zoroark, I mean, if it ends up being Scarf as well, is good. I like Heatran as an Amoonguss pivot, but like Heatran only comes in on Amoonguss. And I guess Cyclizar technically, but it only comes in on Amoonguss. Everything else, Iron Treads, Sneasler, everything else. He does double here. Very good play on my opponent's part. What is he doubling to? Iron Treads? Can't spell rainbow. Alright, assuming he's going to go for a knockoff here. I'm assuming he'd go for knockoff. I wouldn't mind this mon. I guess I kind of do mind this mon being knocked off just because it kind of walls a lot on their team. I could just throw off a Lava Plume though. So I don't want him to be Draco. It would definitely be knockoff, right? I just want to keep this guy alive and healthy. It would definitely be knockoff, right? Gonna Flash Cannon and try to find out if it's Assault Vest or not. Goes right for Aqua Tail. Good damage, good damage. And I managed to land my Flash Cannon. Let's go. It's almost a KO on that Pokemon. It is almost a KO on that Pokemon. Cyclizar. Oh, you pivot. Aqua Tail. Yeah. That's just max attack. That's max attack. We're going to bring out my Samurai here. That's max attack Cyclizar. Especially because my Flash Cannon did 10 billion%. Yeah, that is max attack Cyclizar. Jeez. He could U-turn, but again, if he goes for knockoff, I do have the Aqua Jet, which I can safely go for. He does go for another Aqua Tail. Perfect. And now I can go for Aqua Jet, and it doesn't really have a switching. Like, if Amoonguss comes out, who cares? I'll go for knockoff versus Amoonguss. So, I get a free Aqua Jet here. Max attack Cyclizar is so cool. And this is also really nice, too, because... well, I don't necessarily have the Terra Blast. Could be Scarf. I don't know what the Zoroark is yet. But again, Aqua Jet is just really, really, really good. If Amoonguss comes out, I'm going to go for knockoff on it as well. Yeah, Aqua Jet picks up this KO. I really don't mind Sneasler coming out either, because every bit of chip that Sneasler takes lets me like a Celerock in my endgame. Right? It really lets me a Celerock in my endgame. This not being AV, and also, I wonder what item it is. Maybe it was Extra Belt. But I feel like it did too little to be Extra Belt. And I wonder if he's like terrified that again, I don't care about Amoonguss coming out. Like, as long as I can knock it off, I'm in a good spot. Oh, that's Zoroark. Oh, no, that's the real one. That's the real one, baby. That is the real one. It is leftovers, it looks like. Eject button. Ooh, okay. So no item eject. Eject. Aqua Tail. If they go Sneasler, I may end up sacking myself just to get the chip with Aqua Jet for a late game Acelerock sweep. Like, I may end up doing that just for the late game Acelerock sweep. Samurai. Zoroark. Terra Blast. Terra Blast. Fairy. Doesn't kill me. Terra Blast Fairy from Zoroark doesn't kill me. I really hope he goes Zoroark. I would love for Zoroark to come out. I would absolutely love for Zoroark to come out. That is Sneasler. Again, I have a decision to make. Do I do this chip right now for later? Do I do this chip right now for later? Because... Sneasler... It's only 30% though, so it doesn't actually help me as much as I would like it to. Trying to decide if this is worth it. Because does U-turn even knock me out? U-turn does kill. That's from Adamant though. I think it's Jolly. Which doesn't make a difference, but I'm pretty sure it's Jolly. 214. It will knock me out. Do I want the chip? Right, I'm going to go out to my Annihilape here. I really want the 150 base power, if possible. Let's see. Like, I don't have to go Annihilape this time. Like, I don't have to stay in this time. He goes for U-turn. Perfect. So that's 150. No poison again, looks like. So 150 base power. Killing Zoroark would totally be worth it. Like, KOing Zoroark right now with Rage Fist is totally worth it, I think. If he goes Zoroark. Or you. Just to get regen? Could be Outrage. I think I'm gonna go Croak. I don't know if it's regen or out or what it actually is, but if he goes right for Outrage, I want to be able to get up rocks, and I don't want to be knocked off. So I do not want to be knocked off. Acro, no item. Ooh, okay. So if he goes for knockoff, it actually wouldn't hurt me either. So we're gonna be able to get up rocks here with my guy. Can't kill me as well. He's -1. U-turn Rocky Helmet will kill him. Again, if he goes for knockoff, he dies for Rocky Helmet, so he doesn't get it. So Acro, I'm just going to assume Acro is no item. I'm going to assume no item. And I can also do more than assume. I took 60 HP and I'm max defense. Like, yeah, that's no item. Like, that's super no item. Legitimately no item. Anyway. Rocks going up is great. Again, we're just wearing down the Sneasler. We are wearing down that Sneasler. Zoro obviously is a threat. Earthquake is honestly really free, which is why I'm not going for it. I am choosing to go for Rocks here. Because I'm trying to... Earthquake picks up 1 KO now, except for on Amoonguss. And I'm trying to really position myself to a Celerock endgame. Like, I don't want to end up losing to Zoroark. You know what I mean? So, yeah, he switches out. I'm assuming Amoonguss. What mon is that? That is Amoonguss. Oh, my God. I want to make a power play, guys, so bad. I want to make a bad power play so bad. I literally have a paralyzed Heatran. I'm gonna click Earthquake. He should double. I have a paralyzed. He doubles or Stomping Tantrums. I'm clicking Earthquake. He literally doubles or Stomping Tantrums. Spore does not make sense. I have a sleeping Heatran. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, because of that, I know I can go out into you now. Because Earthquake technically can pick up the KO, so you might try and go for Giga Drain or Spore. I'm going to bring out Annihilape now. Again, I told you, he would double or Stomping Tantrum. Like, from that position, you had to. We'll bring out Ape now. Goes for Giga Drain. I get my 200 base power move. 200 base power. Perfect. And now my Ape. Stomping. Giga. Now my Ape is a giant threat. I'm going to go for Drain Punch in case he wants to try and go hard Cyclizar. Because he knows I can knock him out here with Rage Fist. So I'm going to predict the Cyclizar right now and try and pick up the KO. There's Cyclizar. It's done. Perfect. So I even get some HP back as well. Yeah, so this is looking really, really, really good. We got Hazards up. We got Cyclizar dead, which means that can't Rapid Spin. He still has Iron Treads in the back. And also, I'm at 200 base power Rage Fist. Basically, all I have to do now is click Rage Fist, and I get a kill. Every single time I click Rage Fist, I get a KO. Every single time. Every damn time I click Rage Fist, I get a KO. So, I'm in a really good spot now. Yeah, I'm assuming... Okay, Zoroark. I wonder what mon this is. I wonder what mon this is. I'm actually going to make the Slowbro play here. Mainly because you should always tear... Now he should be threatened, right? I'm 200 base power. I'm 200 base power, so you should always... You should never Dark Pulse. You should always Terra Blast. Yep, there's Terra Blast. And then I can regen back up to full and use this to pivot into Samurott. I can use this to pivot into Samurott. And get off an Aqua Jet. If you double Terra Blast, fantastic play. But we're going to try and see if we can do this. I could also see him going hard Iron Treads if he's Choice Scarf. Too bad I can't fight. I just want to know if he's Scarf or not. That way I know if I can switch up moves or if I'm safe versus it. Let's see if he double Terra Blast. He might actually double Terra Blast just because I made the call. He didn't switch obviously because I switched first. So let's see, because I want the Aqua Jet chip. Night Days. Don't get the accuracy drop. Perfect. So we know he's not Scarf, which means I'll get my chip with Aqua Jet and then I can Accelerock this later. And I'm in such a good spot. I'm in such a good spot. Like, legitimately such a good spot. I don't care if he goes Amoonguss. Basically, I know now I can Accelerock the Zoroark and knock it out. He does switch out because he's scared of the Aqua Jet chip. Wifi Zart, that's Amoonguss. Makes sense. I wonder what he's going to predict at this point. But yeah, now I don't even need Aqua Jet chip. I don't. I think from this position, what I do is I just go for Cecil's Edge till I die. He may double, trying to call the play, but yeah, we just go for Cecil's Edge till we die. Best case is he goes for like Stomping Tantrum again or something. I'm assuming he's going to Giga Drain. Yeah, he goes for Giga Drain there. Cool. So I get up 3 layers of spike. In a perfect world. In a perfect world, I get up 3 layers of spike. Let's see. Is this a perfect world? Find out. I want to keep the sack, but now that I know Zoroark is not Scarf. Oh my god, you goat, you. All 3 layers of spike. Let's go. Zoroark is not Scarf. That should knock me out. Now we simply... bring out you. Because you have absolutely no switching. He's forced to sack here. He is absolutely forced to sack here. We know it's regen. I can CC just in case he goes out. If he goes hard Iron Treads, he's going to die. Like, he might try and make the hard Iron Treads call. But CC's my best play. It kills this. It hits... I mean, basically it just hits Iron Treads, which is the only mon that can come in. Anything else comes in dies to CC plus a Celerock. I would love if he goes hard Iron Treads here. But yeah, we go right for CC. Always. Ain't got to switching. Me calculating the most max of max defenses to make sure I can do 4%. It's close. It does 21% minimum. Like, he might be thinking he has to try and make a play. But you don't need this mon. But if he does try and make that play, I'll punish it really, really bad. So, yeah, so we KO Amoonguss there. Perfect. It's Sneasler, Iron Treads, and Zoroark versus the world. I need to keep this mon alive for Zoroark. I need to keep this mon alive for Zoroark, for sure. Because I want to be... Because all I gotta do is a Celerock Zoroark and it dies, right? So I don't gotta worry about that mon. If Iron Treads comes out, I have a fully physically defensive mon that can deal with it. And I still have my my Slowbro, excuse me, that can live hits from Sneasler and everybody else. I would love if Sneasler comes in and takes all 3 layers of spike. All 3. Literally all 3 layers. That'd be great. That'd be absolutely great. All them spike and that stealth rock. Samurott really MVPing it up in this one, hitting as well. Let's go. Don't you dare DC game. We ain't doing that. We can't even redo because we're actually over the time of the tournament. The tournament ended 2 minutes ago. Like, legitimately. Anyway, because of 3 layers of spike, only Choppleberry Iron Treads could live. But I'm obviously not going to let that happen. So, alright, Sneasler, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Which means later, I can actually Celerock Sneasler and knock it out. From this position, I want to go Heatran. Heatran is useless. I want to go Heatran. If they trick, that's fine. If they U-turn again, we're good. If they try and Shadow Claw this time, I'm in a really good spot. I think Heatran's useless. As long as this mon is alive, I'm good. By him not going Iron Treads, by the way, leads me to believe that he actually is not Choppleberry, nor is he Booster Energy, nor is he Scarf. So that really leads me, unless he's giving me that false sense of security. But yeah, we sack Heatran here. He might go for Shadow Claw. I can see Shadow Claw or Switcheroo. There's a U-turn again. Ooh. So this is a really interesting spot. That's a crazy U-turn. From that position, that's a crazy U-turn. That's wild. I already got the chip I needed, though. Let's see what Iron Treads is, which should come out. If he goes Zoroark, I'm very happy about that too, obviously, because then I can just Celerock that as well. But yeah, Lycanroc to Celerock is so strong. Sneasler. Jolly. Celerock does 25 to 30% to Sneasler. That's if he's running no speed, no HP, which he definitely is, because you only need to go up to 350 for my team. So that would be about... We go 352. Okay. 176. And this. Which means he'd probably be running around 80 HP EVs. Alright, there's Zoroark. Absolutely perfect. The mon we want to come out now. At this point, it's Zoroark as disguised as Zoroark is very funny. I don't even think Night Days KOs me. I think he has to Focus Blast. I just Lava Plume. I Lava Plume. I'm really glad I made that Heatran Scout turn 1, man. It really put me in such a good position. I think he has the Night Days. He doesn't even have Dark Pulse, right? He does land the Focus Blast. I'm happy for him. I'm glad. I would have been really... Imagine he didn't land it, and not only did I break the paralysis... Well, not only that, but I also broke the paralysis. Okay, we're going to go Lycanroc now. We knock him out with a Celerock, no problem. If he goes Treads, all I got to do is click Earthquake versus it because I do not have to worry about that Mon at all. So Celerock knocks this thing out, no problem. We were really always going for this 8-game Mon. Like, this Mon is crazy in the late game. And obviously, all them hazards make a huge difference. A Celerock versus Sneasler is 23 to 28%. So if that dude comes in red, it's oval. It is absolutely oval. Alright, so he actually ends up sacking the Sneasler as well. Okay. He sacks Sneasler to a Celerock. Perfect. That's another Mon for Lycanroc. Min 2 kills. Let's go. Now, if Iron Treads comes out, I'm going to always go Crocodile. I don't need the spike damage anymore. It's better to get off the Intimidate. Even if he's Iron Defense, he shouldn't be able to beat me because I do have Flamethrower and a Shuka Berry. So let's see. He's probably going for the endgame this. It is Booster Energy. He's going for the endgame. What is it? Booster Energy? Speed. So I can always lower its attack, even if it boosts its defense. That does not matter at all. So we always go Crocodile. Crocodile always eats a hit. And he's trying to go for the game. I always save this though, because I need to be able to Celerock Zoroark. That way no garbage with Night Days or anything like that could happen. So I need to always be able to do that. And once I get off the Intimidate, it has zero way of boosting its attack. Again, if it Iron Defenses, that is not a problem. Annihilape is really bulky. It can take it on. Also, Spike knockout Zoroark if he doesn't manage to spin. So, Lycanroc truly has no switch-ins. Like, if I want to, I can close combat here. But then if he spins after, it's a little bit annoying. Actually, pretty sure 200 base power would knock this thing out, right? Because it'd be 250 if he hits me. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure I could actually have stayed in here. I don't think it's a throw, though, at all. Rage Fist at 200 base power. 64 to 76%. Jeez, man, that's so strong. Yeah, that about, what, 69%-ish? Yeah, because 25, 6. Anyway, we go Crocodile, which we've expertly saved. It's also damn near max defense. It is Earthquake he goes for. That does absolutely nothing. We go for our own Earthquake here. And again, the Crocodile plays and the... Ooh, nice Mega Horn. Does manage to knock me out. Okay, okay. Does actually manage to knock me out. Even a crit, though, on Annihilape won't KO it because of the way I EV'd it. I EV'd it to never be 2 KO'd by max attack Treads. So even a crit won't be able to KO me. And I'm just going to go for Rage Fist and knock him out. Nice little Rage Fist here. Goes for Iron Head. Doesn't get it. I'm 250 base power. This is a dead Iron Treads. And your boy has went from 1-2 in the beginning of the season to 6-2. Woo! End of the season really, really strong. I mean, we already know Zoroark dies a hazard, right? End of the season very, very strong. I'm very surprised he didn't bring an Amherst. I'm going to talk to him about it in an interview. He's obviously down. This game was actually really important for Uzi because if he won it, he makes playoffs. I think he may still have a chance, but I'm not entirely sure. Shout out to Samra for really just... Like, I'm doing a little post. Like, playoffs are next. By the way, there is a break next week. There will not be a Draft League upload next week. It will be after that. We're having a week break for playoffs. We'll still be playing playoffs, but there's a week break for the uploads for playoffs. But, yeah. I hope you all enjoyed. I'm really proud of how my team put together. I'm really glad, like very happy with how this one went. Especially because I didn't get to show off everything, but I'm just very proud about how I played this game. I didn't feel like I was out of control most of the time. Like his U-turns were good, but at the end of the day, when I have hazards and everything, they didn't matter as much. But I hope y'all enjoyed. Please subscribe if you haven't. On my way to 400K. If everybody who watches this video today subscribe, I can hit 400K by the end of the day. I'm going to hit up Uzi if he's down to do an interview. Fantastic channel, fantastic guy, fantastic content. And yeah, hope y'all enjoyed. I'll see you on the next one. Peace. All right, guys, so we are here with TheUziGunner, my good friend, and there were absolutely no issues getting to this interview whatsoever.
Nope.
So, guys, please check out Uzi because that might have been the final game of this season, but he's in the GBA and he puts a lot of effort into his content. I think you guys will greatly enjoy it. So please go and check it out, especially if you want to see his run. I know I'm interested as well. Uzi,
thank you very much, bro.
What do you want to say to the people before we actually start going over thoughts and everything going into it?
Yeah, don't try to play in 2 leagues when you're moving to different countries. Yes.
Yes, 100%. 100%. Don't do that. I'm gonna be honest. Don't even play in 2 upload needed leagues. I'll be complete. Don't do that. Where you gotta prep and do all that stuff. I got friends who do that, and I help them mock with 2 different teams a week, and I'm like, yo, you guys are crazy. Y'all are crazy. But I mean, they make it work.
For real.
They make it work.
Yeah.
But
yeah, never again. Never again.
Yeah, I mean, so even your circumstances in this league, right? You filled in for Kelly last minute. You had to do 2 games and everything. It was always a catch up for you as well, just because of the circumstances that got you into the league. And you definitely part of the team. I like the changes you made as well. So the fans are wondering, why didn't you bring Volcarona versus my Dragonite Heatran Lycanroc team? They're really wondering right here what's actually going on. What could you have been thinking?
You know, I wondered that myself. Yes, like I mean, there's definitely no way you're gonna bring a Times 4 super effective priority against the Volcarona. Am I right?
Never.
Or a Dragonite with potential special coverage, or even does it get a Rock type move?
I feel like it learns Rock Tomb. I think it gets Stone Edge. I feel like Dragonite gets Stone Edge.
Yeah.
I don't know about Rock Tomb.
That is a very interesting question all around. And in fact, I think I shall leave it to your very educated fans to enlighten us on it. So if you are listening, feel free to comment below. Totally not saying this for engagement.
Dude, I actually tested once versus a Volcarona. And it was, you want to know what it did? It didn't quiver it. It just kept clicking Whirlwind and Will-O-Wisp. And I was like, go. It got up rocks, right? Not Volcarona, but the team got up rocks. And then my Heatran kept coming in and getting Whirlwinded out. I was just pissed. It was max special defense. It was Dylan who used it. It was max special defense. And he just ate my lava plumes and would just whirlwind me out into he would whirl me out into the mons that can't kill, right? He never got Lycanroc. He always got like Ape and like everything else. So it was, yeah, I'm glad you didn't bring that one.
That's actually funny. You know, I could have potentially brought that for sure, yeah.
I would have just been annoyed. I was very scared that we were going to disconnect because, you know, obviously there were issues as well. Yeah. Australia, and then like obviously me being in CT, and I had like 2 DCs this season as well. And then like, you know, we had already gone over the time when we were playing. I was like, please don't disconnect now. Nobody wants to redo this. Nobody wants to have to redo this at all.
Nobody.
But, yeah. So tell me about your team, bro. Tell me about this team.
Yeah, so ultimately this team was very last second.
Yes.
Did I mention very?
Yeah, I believe you.
So
you did just move this week to another country.
Indeed. And so like ultimately so first things first, I gotta give a huge shout out to my very good friends Addison, Shuckle King, TJ, and my other good brother from Bangladesh, Paiman, who pretty much took time off their busy schedules to help me make something in the very last second, because like in general they are also very busy with their own lives as it is. So them taking time off their days to help me create something just to get this match done in itself is something I'm very appreciative for, because I didn't really see myself being able to have things ready with so much to do, and like also jet lag being very much a thing. But ultimately they helped me make a team, which I pretty much did did some trial and error with like 2 or 3 mocks. But Sneasler was initially Scope Lens, by the way.
Oh my god, you're a bad person.
because 50% chance
Yeah, it's
Shadow
a crit
Claw.
Shadow Claw. It's actually nasty. You're essentially choice banned.
Yeah.
You're essentially choice banned. That's so
exactly.
cool. That's so cool.
It would have actually been a freaking 2-hit KO on this, but then I was like, wait a second. Doesn't this dude have a like Hisuian Electrode? And I was like, oh man, I have to bring Scarf again this week. So that's why like it was I brought Scarf Sneasler because from a speed tier standpoint, it did have decent potential in terms of scaring out your offense and whatnot. Obviously, I just let your Annihilape get all the boosts in the world.
Yeah.
So
yeah, I mean that's dude. It's a 4 times resist. Like it's kind of hard not to it. And if you go for Shadow Claw once or like Dire Claw once, obviously Dire Claw could have been scary because this league lets you put everything to sleep. Like it's not an automatic forfeit if Dire Claw happens to get sleep on 4 Pokemon in a row, which is very funny in the rules. But I mean, you can't do anything about it. It makes sense, right? Then you can also give the person an immediate forfeit either. Nobody's gonna do that. But I understand. I understand Scarf completely. It's good versus Delphox, good versus Electro, because Terra Ice Electrode, very, very, very good versus your team. Like very good versus your team.
It had a really nasty matchup against me, which is why ultimately I was like, man, I gotta bring like Scarf Sneasler, which also is work towards my detriment because with your team structure, you essentially had the potential towards being able to pivot really, really well against it, and which is something you definitely did very well with your like choice of 6 Pokemon. So very well done on that behalf. Yeah, I mean it, bro. And then obviously, there's Hisuian. I mean, wow, Hisuian. Non-Hisuian. American. Yes. American Zoroark.
Well, Zoroark did come out in black and white, and I feel like that one city is based on New York, right? So, okay, we'll take that. We'll take that.
Yeah, there's Nimbasa City, and there's also it's Castelia City, which is New York. Yeah. So, yeah, American Zoroark with like Night Days, Terra Blast, Focus Blast, Sludge Bomb, because this, like, in general, Zoroark's matchup potential against you was very, very good, to the point where it essentially meant that you would constantly have to pivot to get yourself out of it. So from a pressure standpoint, Terra Fairy was pretty much a no-brainer here. And in general, like, with the Expert Belt, I pretty much was able to, like, 2-hit KO your entire team. Obviously, I wasn't able to do that because you pivoted really, really well.
Well, the thing is, like, if I didn't pivot turn 1, you could have smashed me. Or turn 2, rather. You would have smashed me. And also, like, the big thing about Zoroark is it rats itself out. Because it wears a hat on every Mon.
Exactly.
Which is so whack. Like,
it's so weird.
Dude, it was already bad when it came out in Gen 5 and with Team Preview, making Team Preview come out and then it being a bad Mon, right? And it's finally good in like lower tiers, and then we finally get the Hisuian version of it. And I actually think both Zoroarks are disgusting in draft. I think they're both disgusting, especially with Terra. Yeah. But I just think the fact that it rats itself out is just so funny.
It's so weird. Like, come on, guys. Like, the Zoroark is already, like, it's literally the epitome of a disappointment.
Yeah.
It came in being like, you know what? I'm gonna change the entire metagame and force an entire new mechanic in a team preview to be added. And then ultimately it just ends up being mid AF.
Yeah, so, literally.
Yeah. So like it rating itself up by always wearing a hat is just so fucking funny to me. But yeah, I guess Game Freak either did this intentionally or they ended up forgetting game design again, like with that's the timer and Sword and Shield. But yeah, then obviously we got our Mesprit,
which is just meant to like pivot and disrupt, right? 1 second.
Bro, guys, it really was a problem towards me.
Say that again, because you said hello? You cut out for a second and said it really was a problem towards me. What'd you say before that? 1 sec, guys. I'm gonna pause it one more time. All right, we're back. We're good. There was a little lag, but we're good. So what were you saying about Mesprit, bro? What?
Sure. Hello?
Yeah, you're good. You're good.
All right, sweet. Yeah. So Mesprit is pretty much there because Hisuian Electrode is a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Oh fuck! I should be cut.
It's it's okay, dude. It doesn't matter. They don't care. I put music. Nobody actually cares. It's all right.
Mesprit was pretty much there for the Hisuian.
It's there for Hisuian Electrode. I get it. We get it.
Yes, yes, enough. All right, and then Thunderwave was a Thunderwave was a last minute addition. Initially was Shadow Ball, but then a dude told me, like PokeaimMD told me to bring T-Wave instead because it paralyzing your team was pretty sick.
Pot of Greed allows me to draw 2 cards. I'm sorry, I just remember all the memes.
I just set up rocks, take hits, and then. Hello?
Oh, I'm just remembering all the memes because it keeps like, specifically on this Pokemon, for some reason you're cutting out. So it's very funny that Mesper just keeps coming out. It's just all the memes. Pot of Greed. I draw 2 cards. Like,
oh my god. Wow. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, bro.
It's cool. It's cool.
Yeah.
Treads is basically like your go-to endgame, right? Things are weakened, you try and sweep a booster, right?
Yeah, for sure. Iron Treads, like in general, had a very good matchup here against from a late game standpoint, which is why I decided to bring Booster Energy. Originally, it was heavy duty boots for hazard control and whatnot, but like the late game potential with Booster Energy was very, very nasty against you, especially if I was able to get rid of an eye.
Yeah, it was very strong versus me if Ape went down.
Especially with the Shuka Berry, it's very, very yeah. You definitely like made sure that I didn't have much of a chance there from a long-term standpoint. So, great stuff, bro. And then obviously Cyclizar, which is itemless.
Yeah.
Rapid Spin,
Yeah, when you went for Acro, I was like, this guy. Oh man. You're good. I have no idea why it's
Let's disconnect and reconnect the call.
Yeah, no problem.
You know, I'll disconnect. Yeah, I'll disconnect and reconnect.
Okay. About Cyclizar?
Yeah. So the Cyclizar, itemless, yes. With the Rapid Spin, Acrobatics, Draco, and Aqua Tail, because I realized just how much of a huge problem Annihilape was against me. So, was this the ideal set to use against you? I'm not really sure personally, because like if I had more time, I could have done something more with this in terms of, I don't know, deciding a better potential set. But my main thought process was that if he's gonna try to use Annihilape against it as setup fodder and whatnot, I'm gonna use this as leverage towards being able to, get the needed chip damage courtesy of Acrobatics, and then potentially set up the end game for my Metal Face.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, makes sense a lot. I honestly, it's not a terrible pick versus me, and if I stayed in, Acro would do a billion. Because I mean, it makes sense to stay in. You're a normal type. You can't touch me. I'm thinking you can't touch me.
Tier that it has, which enables me to especially since it outspeeds Lycanroc, Dusk, and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and threatens both that and Heat Train with Aqua Tail, which I think is pretty good tech on as well. I really like that call, and obviously
it definitely was pretty useful against you. And then
No, go ahead. And there's just like a slight delay, so I'm gonna let you finish
talking, and then and then I suddenly hear that Joey's in the middle of a sentence.
Yeah.
Oh man.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing for me. It's the Australian internet today.
Yes, Australia.
He's in Australia. Just cut out.
Oh my.
This is so funny. And you cut out again. No. All right, guys. My dude moved to Australia. They took away his computer and internet, so now he's on his phone. That's all he has left. But hopefully there should be no more crazy lag like last time. It just has not been Uzi's day. So hopefully you guys can bear with it.
Indeed has not.
But you were saying about Cyclizar. Oh yeah, dude.
Yes.
Tell him about your Switch. Tell him about your Switch. Oh my god. I gotta.
Yeah. Guys, I don't know if today's just a bad omen or not, but my main Switch, it literally was refusing to connect to what's it called again? Protector.
The outlet thing that I forgot that I told you the name and I forgot the name I told you.
Yeah. But so basically, the thing that has like multiple, like connecting.
The outlet surge. Yeah, the outlet surge protector. Yeah.
Yeah, the outlet surge. For whatever reason, my main Switch, my main Nintendo Switch connection that enables dog mode to be on and all that kind of stuff. It wasn't connecting. It wasn't connecting to my connection outlet. And then the next thing I see, the entire port that it was connected to doesn't work anymore.
Yeah,
I switched it to another one, and it also stopped working too. Like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah, today was Uzi needs a nice little break after this. Just
Yes.
like a nice shower, some chai, and
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
just some fresh air.
Good on you. Good on you for not saying chai tea.
I watched Spider-Man.
Yes, you did watch too much Spider-Man. But yes, Psychozone. It is indeed itemless because, like, originally I didn't really. I mean, I had a base idea of what I wanted to do with Psychozone, and I did want it to be AD and all that kind of stuff. But with how much of a big threat the Annihilate is, I was kind of compelled to bring this set against it. Was it the best? I'm not really sure because once again, lack of time. But all in all, I feel like Acrobatics was a very good tech to have to potentially put this thing in range of, like Iron Fist being able to come in and get the revenge kill off later on in the game. So that and the speed tier pretty much enabled that outspeed some of your fastest Pokemon like Lycanroc, Dusk, and so on.
Yep, everything besides Electrode, basically.
Yeah, and everything besides that damned Electrode. But yeah. And it's also my main rapid spinner because I didn't want to put that pressure on Iron Treads as it is, especially since I was intending on using that as a late game cleaner.
Yeah,
but yeah,
it's really hard to spin though because obviously Annihilate can always come in, and then I can pivot to Crook which I did with Rocky Helmet, and like this set takes a lot of damage. So I get why also you weren't able to rapid spin. Like a turn that you try to go for rapid spin, I get an Ape is just free leftovers, and like there's a lot that could happen there though. So it definitely got overwhelmed. I love the moveset though. This is definitely something I've either brought versus me too. Seeing it now, obviously I wouldn't have. I thought about Aquatail. I thought it would be like Shift Gear Aquatail. But I would never thought like Acrobatics or something. It was. I just went Crocodile because I thought it was the best play. I didn't like it wasn't me scouting for. However, I will say on your next Pokemon Amoonguss, I definitely stayed in with Crocodile saying he's either going to double or go for Stomp and Tantrum because my Heatrand's paralyzed. That was a play. But I didn't even have to. I just wanted to because I know I was ahead. And I was like, this is a turn where it's like it's high risk, medium reward. So it was a bad play. Admittedly, it's a bad play.
But no, it worked out because like you were still in the commanding position. It was all said and done, and I was the one that was compelled to make these plays to get back in the game. And if there's anything that I noticed during my time playing World Cup of Pokemon, like I don't know if anybody watched my debut game, but I literally in the last freaking turn, just because I was like, I'm not gonna play any Sucker Punch mind games today. I stayed in with that with my Terrifying King Gambit, which was facing down a Sandy Sharks.
Yeah.
I didn't even click Sucker Punch. I was like, he's gonna click Stealth Run, and I just raw count cleaved. And it worked.
Yeah,
so,
I remember. I saw the replay. Yeah. I saw it.
Yeah, we take those. But yeah, that in that sense, I very much understand why you did the engage in the play that you did, because you did have the pieces necessary towards being able to recover should push come to shove. So definitely very well done on that BS. And Among Us was pretty much there because it was pretty much my only soft switch into Lycanroc Dusk, as well as some of your other physical attackers like non-boosted Annihilate, which I was really kind enough to get to base 150, 200?
200 by 200 by the end. I think maybe 250 versus Treads at that point with the Rage Fist, but I know it was at least 200.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a very generous.
Yes. Very, very generous and very selfless. Yes. So
you're a visionary, man.
Indeed. Truly, the best of visionaries. So much so that I moved to Australia. Okay, so with terrible internet. Anyways, so ultimately, ultimately, this Pokemon was mainly here to act as a soft pivot, because my mindset was if he brings Choice Scarf and whatnot, I can bring this thing in, eat a hit, go out in my Hisuian Zoroark, and immediately be able to pressure from then on.
Makes sense.
So in that regard, this was pretty much the main idea behind it. Do I think it was the best build that I made? Not really. like, and it's the same thing with what that happened with Choco King last week, because it pretty much relied on me outplaying my opponent rather than out-prepping my opponent.
Yeah.
And with draft format, the main thing that ultimately matters is that you can be the best player in the world, but if your opponent has a better prep than you and it plays competently, 9 times out of 10, that person is going to end up beating you, because there's only so much you can do without playing, as you know, it's a game of probability then and there.
Yep.
So in that regard, like what ended up happening was basically Joey had the better prep, and more importantly, he played very well. So very good game to you, my man, and we shall most certainly have a hopefully
we will.
far better match next time.
Hey, I mean, okay, so the first time we played in WB, you had actually filled in for another team. And then I think we also played a game where you needed to win to get into playoffs, which I believe that was what we did. And I believe this one, obviously this one's the exact same thing. So the next time we play, it's going to be the same thing, but it's probably going to be me trying to get into playoffs, because it's going to be a league where you actually start from beginning to end and have full control over your draft and your team from the beginning. So it's going to be,
for sure, man.
It's going to be a good one. Guys, please subscribe to my boy Uzi. Please, his channel link is down below. Got a lot of stuff. Watch his side of the battle. Let's get him to 10K before the end of the year. All of us, all of you right now. All of you right now. And do you have any closing words for them, bro?
Yes. I thought Australia still has worse internet than Kenya.
Yes. Okay. Thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.